We're going to break down flam accents. We're going to take just a flam and work on alternating strokes underneath that. And there's a lot of different ways you can break this down. It's the same concept as just a flam. We want to place the flams accurately, and we're going to work on having a good triple stroke afterward. With this exercise, listen for the space between that accent and those first taps. We want to still separate ta 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 ta, that rhythm. That's going to be really crucial. Also, when we play that low triple stroke, we want to make sure all three notes are exactly the same volume and the same rhythm. So when we get some of these patterns, we're going to focus on the triple stroke underneath the flam accents more than anything else. The most important thing in this exercise is the first bar. We want to make sure that we understand just the motion of the accent to that triple stroke. We want to separate the rhythm, ta 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 ta, and we also want to make sure we have very distinct volumes. We have accent and then three underlying tap notes. And we want to make sure they're very consistent. If you just watch your wrist, you should see one ta ta ta. You should see accent and three individual low notes. Place them very carefully because those end up being part of our flam accents and those become our grace notes. So work on the separation of the rhythm and the heights with this pattern. If you're new to this, maybe spend a little more time on that first bar, just right hand and left hand. And focus on that motion more than anything. After that triple stroke, make sure you have a great wrist turn back up to the accent so we still hear three even notes versus pulling up from the wrists and losing that last tap. So focus on that motion first before you even move past this pattern. As we move forward to the second pattern, we're just adding a grace note on each accent. The goal is to not change the accent hand at all whatsoever. The grace note hand is just one solid wrist turn. We want to make sure we still place that note accurately. We still want to make sure it's a great quality of sound. It's very easy to drop this note in. Make sure you're still placing it and make sure you're actually hearing the drum with that grace note too. The next pattern is we just add an accent in the middle of that triple stroke. So the second note of that triple stroke ends up becoming a grace note. The goal is to make sure that triple stroke does not change at all. It's very easy to lose that note. So focus on those three notes being just like the previous pattern. And when you throw the accent back in, you're basically doing a slow accent tap exercise. When you put them together, that's how you start your flam accents. That's how you get that first left hand to be accurate. As you dive into this pattern more, spend some more time with the left hand, maybe on your leg or on the rim, and focus on the motion of the primary hand a little bit more. Focus on those three notes being nice and even and there's no change. Something to watch out for as you get better on this and you put this back on the drum, that flam in the middle of the pattern wants to open up and be really wide. So something you have to watch out for is placing that flam still very accurately. When you're newer to this exercise, after the first three patterns, you probably should skip back to the top of the exercise and work the left-hand lead section. As you get more comfortable playing the same patterns off the left, that last pattern is going to be a lot more easy because it's just a culmination of all the skills we've already worked on. So work the right-hand lead sections, work the left-hand lead sections, and then you can get to the last pattern and work on more consistent flam accents. As we put this exercise together, the most important thing is we're going to add in flams, but we don't change our approach. We want to make sure it's still great accents and taps. Every flam sounds exactly the same. We still get that cha-ta-ta-cha-ta-ta-cha-ta-ta sound. And we have a very consistent quality sound, especially on the taps. So spend a lot of time on this very slow. Use your ears and really listen for the taps and the grace notes more than anything. And make sure that you have nice, consistent flam accents. Flam accents are one of the most fundamental controlled rudiments you're going to see. Whether your group is ready to play this or you individually, this is something you should work really slowly and spend a lot of time on. From this, you can branch out to tons of other flam rudiments, but this is a really, really important starting point. So spend a lot of time on it and work it nice and slow.